Breaking. Did you hear the news that's shaking Hollywood to its glittery core? Diane Keaton, the iconic queen of turtlenecks, timeless hats, and subtle smirks, has left us all in shock. But it's not just her passing that's making headlines. Oh no, it's what happened at her funeral that has the entire world talking, whispering, and maybe even questioning reality itself. Picture this. The cameras were off, the red carpets rolled up, the paparazzi politely told to step aside. And yet, Goldie Hawn managed to deliver a tribute so electrifying, so jaw-droppingly heartfelt, that witnesses are reportedly clutching their pearls and crying into their designer scarves. Was it a moment of genuine grief, or a meticulously orchestrated Hollywood spectacle designed to break the internet? And here's the kicker. Insiders are whispering about shocking secrets that supposedly unfolded. Behind closed doors, whispers of rivalries, hidden grudges, and a few scandalous gestures that could make tabloids blush for a decade. Could Goldie Hawn's words really have revealed something the world wasn't ready to hear? Or was this just another glitter-covered, PR-friendly Hollywood stunt disguised as a tearful eulogy? Stay tuned, because what we've uncovered might just make you question everything you thought you knew about Hollywood legends, and about friendship, loyalty, and hats. Breaking the moment the news of Diane Keaton's funeral hit social media, it was like a bomb exploding in the delicate, glitter-strewn world of Hollywood insiders and casual fans alike. Everyone thought they had prepared themselves for a quiet ceremony, but whispers quickly started circulating about what went down behind the closed doors in California, and it was not what anyone expected. Sources who claim to have been there describe a scene of emotional intensity that apparently blurred the lines between heartfelt tribute and subtle, calculated spectacle. Goldie Hawn, Diane's longtime friend and confidant, reportedly delivered a eulogy so charged with passion and dramatic flair that eyewitnesses allegedly found themselves questioning whether they were witnessing genuine grief or a meticulously orchestrated display designed to shock the world and dominate every trending topic. By the evening, it seems that the moment Goldie stepped forward, her energy changed the atmosphere entirely. A blend of sorrow, rage at fate, and a peculiar hint of theatrical brilliance that had people leaning in and holding their breath. Rumors began to swirl immediately, and the internet exploded with speculation that what Goldie said was more than just a tribute to her friend. It was an exposure, a subtle reveal of secrets that Hollywood had worked tirelessly to keep buried for decades. Anonymous sources close to the inner circle hinted at tensions and rivalries that no one would have guessed existed between the golden faces of film, and those whispers suggested that even the polished veneer of camaraderie could mask years of unspoken grudges. Social media posts appeared almost instantly with blurry images of hats lined up meticulously by the funeral entrance, floral arrangements that seemed unusually lavish, and snippets of Goldie's speech leaking through shaky phone recordings that were being dissected by thousands of amateur detectives online, who insisted they were uncovering the real story. Some claim they caught a faint pause before she uttered certain names, a pause that felt deliberate, calculated, and full of unsaid accusations. One so-called insider told us that Diane's home had been transformed into a veritable stage, every piece of furniture perfectly positioned to maximize the emotional impact of the ceremony, and that the lighting, so subtle and warm, highlighted every gesture and every nuance of Goldie's expression like it was meant for the front page of every entertainment outlet simultaneously. And if you think that sounds like overkill, consider the reports of an alleged letter found in Diane's personal belongings that she supposedly left for Goldie. A letter, some sources insist, contained confessions and revelations that could rewrite the narrative of their decades-long friendship. Onlookers are said to have watched Goldie's every move with a mix of awe and disbelief as she supposedly paused at certain points to adjust a hat, to tilt her head in that way only she can, all while delivering lines that sounded sweet on the surface but had the subtle undertone of exposure, of someone letting the audience in on truths that Hollywood had tried to sanitize for years. Every gesture, every tear, and every carefully chosen word became a point of investigation as conspiracy theorists, casual fans, and entertainment journalists debated fiercely about whether Goldie's tribute was the ultimate act of friendship, or the opening salvo in a scandal that could reshape perceptions of some of Hollywood's most revered figures. As the initial shock of Goldie Hawn's electrifying tribute rippled through Hollywood, the rumors began to multiply like wildfire, and soon everyone from late-night hosts to gossip blogs was speculating about what exactly had happened inside Diane Keaton's private farewell. And according to sources who claim to be inside the inner circles of power, the event was far from the simple solemn ceremony the public was led to believe, with reports circulating that behind the polished smiles and the carefully curated floral arrangements there was tension. whispered confrontations, and these tiny gestures sparked heated debates online about whether Hollywood's golden friendships are ever as genuine as they seem, and if the whispers about hidden feuds between high-profile stars are finally surfacing. Some sources claimed that Diane herself, despite the sorrow, had orchestrated subtle cues in her final arrangements, almost as if she were leaving a trail of breadcrumbs for those who wanted to understand the truth, while Goldie Hawn, knowingly or unknowingly, reportedly followed that trail with precision, delivering lines that could be interpreted in multiple ways, sometimes humorous, sometimes poignant, and sometimes sharp enough to sting, with anonymous accounts suggesting that attendees were left both mesmerized and unnerved by the duality of performance and revelation. And of course, the public could not resist weighing in, with comment sections exploding with speculation, memes, and theories ranging from the plausible to the utterly absurd, as everyone attempted to decode the hidden messages and gestures that to an untrained eye might have seemed trivial, while some self-proclaimed insiders were even leaking fabricated documents and quotes supposedly revealing financial disputes, secret alliances, and long-standing rivalries, all of which added layers of drama that Hollywood has never officially confirmed. And amidst this swirling chaos, it became almost impossible to distinguish fact from fabrication. Yet the tension was undeniable, because when whispers of lavish spending on the ceremony, extravagant floral designs, and meticulous seating arrangements were coupled with claims of subtle digs at certain celebrities, the entire industry felt the weight of scrutiny and the pressure of public speculation, leaving even seasoned journalists scratching their heads at whether they were witnessing genuine grief or a masterclass in controlled controversy. And as the story continued to spread, fans and critics alike debated endlessly, dissecting the smallest details, imagining secret codes in casual glances, interpreting every word of Goldie's speech as either heartfelt emotion or thinly veiled accusation, with online forums lighting up with passionate debates about loyalty, authenticity, and the nature of friendship in a world obsessed with image and reputation. And in the midst of all of this, Hollywood itself seemed to hold its collective breath, unsure if the legacy of two of its most beloved stars had been honored, exploited, or spectacularly complicated, while the lines between tribute and revelation blurred in ways that nobody could have predicted, leaving everyone watching and waiting for what, if anything, would happen next. If anything, would happen next. Of course, immediately pounced on every snippet of information, dissecting every gesture, pause, and inflection as if they were keys to unlocking a secret Hollywood ledger. And speculation intensified when certain individuals rumored to have been present reportedly refused to comment or were seen, leaving the ceremony with expressions that ranged from solemn to visibly flustered, adding layers of intrigue that conspiracy theorists and entertainment gossip aficionados could not resist interpreting in the most sensational ways possible, with some online sources claiming they had obtained confidential statements allegedly sent between stars and managers in the wake of the funeral, hinting at disputes over inheritance, career decisions, and personal grievances. And while no official confirmation exists, the sheer volume of chatter suggested that the ripples of this one event could continue to reverberate for months, perhaps even years, because in an environment where image is currency, any perceived misstep or revelation can become a headline overnight. And some claimed that there were even whispers of government inquiries or regulatory interests simply due to the high-profile nature of the people involved, making it nearly impossible for Hollywood to return to normal without addressing the allegations, while at the same time, fans and casual observers debated feverishly whether this was all coincidence, a series of unfortunate timing, or a carefully orchestrated unveiling of hidden truths wrapped in the guise of a tribute. And amidst all of this, Goldie Hawn's position became the subject of intense fascination, with some praising her courage, others questioning her motives, and nearly everyone speculating about whether she had crossed an invisible line between personal grief and public exposure, with reports also circulating that certain social circles and elite gatherings in Los Angeles were suddenly buzzing with questions, whispers, and secretive calls, all suggesting that the implications of her speech were far from over. And as the rumor mill continued to spin, people began to wonder how much of Hollywood's polished surface hides private chaos, and whether the apparent camaraderie among legendary stars might mask decades of unresolved conflict, jealousy, and unspoken tension. And in the midst of it all, one thing became abundantly clear: every gesture, word, and glance from that funeral could now be analyzed, interpreted, and sensationalized endlessly, leaving fans, critics, and insiders alike unable to resist piecing together their own narratives about what really happened. And as discussions intensified across media platforms, The world waited with bated breath to see if any confirmations, denials, or explosive revelations would emerge, all while the spectacle of a private farewell continued to dominate conversations in a way that no ordinary eulogy ever could. So now that you've heard the shocking, behind-the-scenes whispers, the question is, what do you think really happened at Diane Keaton's funeral, and was Goldie Hawn's electrifying tribute a heartfelt farewell or a carefully staged revelation meant to shake Hollywood to its core? And don't tell me you can just scroll past because the rumors, leaks, and cryptic gestures aren't going anywhere anytime soon, and it's only a matter of time before someone comes forward to confirm or completely twist the story. And while you're thinking about that, consider this. How many of the friendships, alliances, and rivalries you idolize in Hollywood are real, and how many are polished performances for the cameras? Because what happened behind those closed doors might just rewrite the way you see your favorite stars forever. And we want to hear from you. Yes, you. What's your take on it? Do you think Goldie was exposing hidden truths, or was it all coincidence? And could there be even bigger secrets that the public has no clue about? And while you're commenting, make sure to smash that like button, because every share, every comment, every subscription helps us dig deeper and bring more shocking, unbelievable, and sensational stories straight to your screen. So tell us everything you think. Spill your theories. Don't hold back, because in Hollywood the truth is stranger than fiction, and the world is watching, waiting, and dying to hear your voice.